What's up, y'all, man? It's BCA here, ready for war, not for play. And the video for today is about managing urges on semen retention. Now, I believe this video is probably one of the most important videos that I will be doing about semen retention because managing urges is the hardest part of the journey. So how do you navigate life on semen retention when you can't release, you can't fap, you can't lick your corn, you can't do this, can't do that? What do you do in between those things? What are the practices you should do when you do have urges, right? I think this question needs answers, and I have the answer for you today, okay? And the answers I give you, man, are options for you to use to find what best works for you. It's not really a one answer question. It's multiple things you could do when it happens, but the urge is the reason why you relapse in the first place. The urge in itself is why you relapse. If you didn't have the urge, your relapse won't happen. And that's what you can admit. The reason why you relapse because you had an urge. You had an urge to sleep with someone or an urge to release. There's the two options. Or urge to fail. All three of them. What do you do when you in those intense moments? When you in the bed by yourself? When you in the bed by yourself, you watching TV and you see something trigger you or whatever. And this happen to people too, man. It's people that don't watch certain TV shows stuff because they say they're triggered by certain TV shows, and they watch, some of these TV shows got soft corn in them basically, right? So like it's triggering for them, so they don't really watch it like that. So you need to have whatever precautionary things in place for you not to relapse, which starts with managing those urges, all right? So the first thing I want to talk about, man, hey, retention isn't easy and the urges are even harder. Like, the practice of semen retention is hard in itself, but the urges is a whole other practice in its own. And it's all the same thing, but it's like the urge is like the judge to say, hey, let's get out of here now. Let's all get out of here. I'm tired of it. This is it. Like, this is what's going on. Like, and you be goofy like, man, I'm doing semen retention. I'm doing a retention. I gotta hold the ant. I gotta hold that flame. I can't do it. And it's like I said, the angel and the devil on the shoulders, man. You sitting there like, you're just like, I wanna go. You can't let it happen, man. So that's what I want to talk about first. All right, so first I want to talk about my personal urges, man. So like when I relapsed in the past, man, I don't even, when I relapsed like in the past, I'll be like, not even thinking about nothing when it happens. Like when the urge come, I'd be like, all right, we just reset. We just reset day one, whatever, it's up. That's what my mindset at one point. Because I believed in having a fresh start the next day and I could fail this day or whatever. But I will tell you all this on this journey, it's always good to fail forward, which means, like I tell y'all, if you hit 30 days and you relapse, the next go 60 days. If you fail on 60, next go 90. If you fail on 90, next go 120. All right? So that's what I want y'all to know. Like, you're going to fail forward. And I'm not telling you to relapse. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if you do relapse, you gonna be messing up yourself for messing up a streak for a whole another, 2-3 months or whatever, because you already reset yourself. So 0 is not what you want to do anyway. Okay, you don't want to relapse. You're gonna have the urge, right? So we're gonna get to it. All right, so so basically, I had an urge yesterday, right? Man, I was standing up like a 10, like, he was on 10. He was like, let's go to, I don't know if y'all remember another professor we had that hand. He's like, you want what? He's like, I don't know if y'all remember the movie, but it was like that, bro. Like, he was just like, we need to do this. And I was sitting there, man, laying down. I was like, bro, I'm not about to do this, bro. Like, I'm not gonna do it. And like, it's crazy because in the midst of that whole argument mentally, somebody called me. I was like, yes, everybody like, yes, good job, Somebody called me, got on the phone with the person I'm talking to, man, and went to the gym. And I wouldn't even tell them about the urgent like that, but they called me right in the nick of time, basically. And I, end up, doing what I gotta do. And I went to the gym. Once I went to the gym, man, came back home last night. Hey, my boy was good. We straight. We ain't had an issue no more. He exerted energy and that was it. Now, after this story I told you, you probably like, man, you didn't tell me really how you even practice. Man, you almost broke yourself. I know what you're saying, but I'm telling you, that was one example I gave you. But like I said, you have to have something at the ready for yourself. For me, when I wake up in the morning, we all have their urge in the morning. Most of y'all do, right? Have an urge in the morning. I get up, go straight to the gym. Straight to go train. Straight up. No question asked, no nothing. That's what I do every single day. Now, every single day in the morning when you having it happen, you be like, man, I don't know, I don't this, I don't that. You know, though. You know you need to get up and go do something productive. That's basically what your urge is telling you. It's too much energy going on. I need to release. And the release really is you going into your craft, into your purpose, and do like stuff like that. That's really what you need to do. Once you do that, you're going to feel refreshed and you're going to feel better and you're not going to have that urge anymore. All right. So the first recommendation, man, exerted energy equals prevented relapse. Exerted energy prevents relapse. Okay. So once you had an urge, man, if it's in a situation where you're isolated, where you can't really make a move, which you should be able to, you should be able to have enough space to do 10 push-ups or 20 push-ups. That should be the first thing. Now, after doing 20 push-ups and you can't do nothing after that, and it's nighttime, do some more push-ups until you can't do no more. Because at that point, your body will be exerting energy and you won't be able to relapse. The goal is to exert your energy once it comes. When it comes and be like, hey, we need to be up in the rocket ship about to leave. We gotta go now. When it does that, you have to do push-ups, right, or whatever. But I say push-ups should be your first go-to. Okay? Now, after push-ups, man, I know this may be odd, it may be goofy, but good old journal. Good old journal, can't miss with a journal. Now, what I can say is, what I would recommend you do is to write down in your journal the time your urge happened and say, this is what's going on right now. And really basically talk to yourself, why do I have an urge so bad? What streak day am I on? Why am I not going to relapse? Why is retaining my seed important to me? Those things you can ask yourself on a rip as to what you want to do when it comes to SR and your urge. Because when you're doing that, you're going to be so intuitive at the time to where your mind is not going to be thinking about sex anymore. Your mind is going to be thinking about what you write on that paper. Okay, so have you a journal on hand, man. You can buy a journal anywhere, but Target, I don't care, Walmart, have a journal by your bed. Have a journal right by your bed. If the journal by your bed, you'll be able to get it at the ready and start writing. Push-ups right by your bed, boom. Because most of your urges, I'm not gonna lie, most of your urges coming at night. At night and right in the morning, that's when both of your urges coming. The middle of the day, I haven't seen a lot of urges in the middle of the day for me because I'm busy. But when you're not busy, it's mainly when the urge is coming, right? So you need to be working your tail off until you go to bed. And you're going to have some nights when you don't have urges at night because you already exerted your energy. I personally did 2 a day, stuff like that, and come home and go straight to sleep. No urges at all because I did all I need to do today. All right? So you need to do all you need to do to make sure those urges are removed at least for one part of the day. Because you're going to most likely get to the point to where you eliminate them at night, but you got to eliminate them in the morning too, to where you just getting up, getting at it on whatever your practice is, all right? Where you're not even thinking about it. Because now, when I wake up in the morning and stuff and I head to the gym, I ain't thinking about no urge. I'm thinking about getting to the gym on time because I be close to being late sometimes. So I'm not worried about wasting 5 minutes to do corn or whatever just to go to the gym. Nah, I ain't doing all that, all right? So that's what I want you to do. Man, the biggest thing, now this is another one that I think that you all should consider if you haven't. Not consider, you should already know this by now. Semen retention is for you to be on your purpose and on your grind, really. That's what semen retention really is for. It's for you to build yourself up, be the best person you can, and to work on your purpose and inspire others along the way. That's what semen retention breeds for you. When you do it, you're going to be automatically into the cycle of it. Okay, and it's going to be great for you because you're going to understand that at the end of the day, you have a purpose and you got stuff to do. You see every day what's going on with people when they're doing their purpose and people that are not doing their purpose. You see it every single day. And you have to be able to say, hey, let me do this. Now you have an urge. what I would recommend, if you know what your purpose is, focus on your purpose. Start looking up things about your purpose. Start looking up things you want to do about your purpose. If you, like I said, like I always tell y'all, if y'all a chef, start looking at different recipes. Start to cook. Go cook some meal prep or something like that. Like, do some things. Practice some new recipes. You know, if you into drawing, start drawing a picture. Start drawing another picture. Painting or whatever. All of these things which your purpose are going to be but therapeutic for you, but also a quick way for you to get the urge away. Because once you endowed in that painting, you endowed in your cooking, you ain't worried about urges no more. You worried about getting the meal right? So it's all about diverting your mind and your energy off of it, right? So this is what I could say. All right. Now this one is the hardest one that I don't think a lot of people really can do, but I think this comes from a person that's extremely disciplined. When you do have an urge, just observe the urge. Now they're like, what? What do you mean observe the urge? Watch? No, bro, I'm not saying that. I'm saying when you have the urge happen, you need to have a mental conversation with yourself. It's like, why do I have an urge right now? And this without journaling. Let's say you're not journaling, right? Why do I have an urge right now? Okay, maybe I gotta use the restroom. Okay, let me go use the restroom. All right, come back, restroom, it didn't work. Okay, why do I want to urge? Why is it such a big deal for me right now? Why this time is the time for this urge to pop up? Like, I don't get this. Like, all right, what did I do today? Did I really take it to the max today? Did I put in 90% or I put in 75% today? Did I put in 110%? And at that point, you probably can tell so you didn't put 110% in today because you got that urge waiting on you. And you could say like, hey, I was vulnerable and all this other stuff, but you got to say you just didn't put in the max work because your body is going to naturally want to rest at night and go to sleep. And in some cases, it will want to urge, but if you haven't taken it to the max though, and you definitely not in a relationship, you things like that, you should be just straight going to sleep, man. Like, be knocked out. All right. So observing the urge is hard. That's when I wouldn't put it at the top, but I just want you just to, far as when it's happening, try to minimize it and say, hey, I'm chilling on there. Like I know this going on. I'm gonna go into push-ups because observing didn't work for me. And I feel like this one of the ones where if you're a person on like over 90 days, over 100 days, you probably can just be ace whatever and go from there. Because if you have an urge and you didn't do anything I said, you probably gonna have a wet dream. Maybe, I'm guessing. I may be wrong, but you may have a wet dream next. If you didn't do the proper things to stop the urge, you're gonna really probably go into wet dream mode if you still didn't do it, but it's a possibility heightened. All right. Yeah. Man, this one is like I said, emergency. If it's something you can't control and you can't do none of the top things, just get some ice. Throw some ice down there. Ice water. Shh. Instant nothing. You throw ice down there, it's over. Really ain't gotta do down there. Just throw some ice in your chest, throw some ice in your back. Just drink some cold water. Like I said, pour some water on yourself, some cold water on yourself. That'll instantly remove it. You ain't gonna even be wanting to do nothing. Just or get just an ice cube and be like, shh, oh man, and it'll be done. Like, you ain't gonna want to be doing nothing after that. That's like instant ain't gonna do nothing. And the last thing I want to talk about is removing all triggers, which should be the first one, but remove all the triggers, man. Whatever, like I said in the beginning of the video, if you got triggers you know are triggers, do not go back to the triggers. I was saying, when I had my 90-day streak, I remember what happened vividly. It was my 90-day streak. I had my wet dream, whatever, and this was in 2020. And I saw a YouTube video about this dude. He was like, if you're really over corn addiction, just watch it and see what it does to you. And my dumb self went to go watch corn. I went to watch corn to see what's gonna happen. And when I watched it, my eyes were like, it was so weird of an experience. It was like I was watching corn for the first time in my life. And it was like very convicting feeling when I watched it, you know, but then like after maybe like 2-3 minutes, my mind like found that dopamine spike in it and was like, oh yeah, this is fine, like we back, you know. So I say to say, man, do not go watch corn, bro, just to see if you over. Like, don't do that. Just don't watch it, bro. Like, don't try to do that stuff. Like, stop it. Like, just avoid it at all costs. And there's people that do that stuff, and I don't know why you do it. I don't know why you looking up stuff just because to see if you're gonna do it to it or not. That's goofy. That's goofy. It's goofy to look up corn, man, just to see if you gonna release to it and have an urge to it. Like, that's dumb. That's not smart. I'm highly against it. Because it's like, what are you doing it for? You doing it because you really want to watch corn again, really. You really want to watch corn. Just be real. You want to see it again. You want to see somebody naked. That's really what it is. But that's on you, you know, but I don't think that's smart to do. You shouldn't be watching corn, man. Like, chill out. Like, not even for no reason you should be watching corn, man. It's damaging. Go look it up for yourself. Like I said, I've been there, man. Y'all just gotta understand, bro. This stuff is a matrix grid. And you trying to become Neo, you can't do the same stuff that the Neo that didn't know nothing. You know, you can't be doing the same stuff, man. Just follow the white rabbit, dog, and go from there. Alright? So those are the things that I recommend you all for when you have your urge on semen retention, man. Let me know things in the comments, man, that you do when you have your urges that work for you, man, because we're a team and we getting through these, you know, getting through this together, man, doing this daily practice, man. So want you to like, comment, subscribe, man. Definitely share this video. I think this video should be shared because I think a lot of men do not know how to control their urges. They do not know what to do in the middle of an urge besides finding old girl or looking at corn or whatever. But this video is to help people get through that phase, all right? So like I said, man, the BCA ready for war, not for play. I'll see y'all next time, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Peace out.